Gentlemen, all fights will be sanctioned by the Oklahoma.
From the heartland of America, Concho, Oklahoma, just outside Oklahoma City, we bring you the beginning of a new boxing series. Let's get it on boxing. We are here at the Lucky Star Casino, where boxing fans are assembling for what we think will be a terrific evening of boxing action. Well, hi everybody, I'm Al Bernstein, delighted that you joined us for what we think is going to be a very special night of boxing and a very special boxing series kicking off on a monthly basis in which we're going to feature some excellent young fighters in competitive matches. Working with me, Pedro Fernandez. And Pedro, this is a series who perhaps time has come in which we can feature young fighters.
Young fighters in great, exciting matches. Young fighters that are hungry. Young fighters that have zeal, that want that television exposure, want to make it to the HBO level. This is their chance. This is their breaking ground right here.
And we hope you'll see some fighters along the way that you'll say a year or two from now, I remember them on Let's Get It On Boxing, and here they are in contention or possibly fighting for a world title. And the place we're in, the Lucky Star Casino, as I mentioned, just outside Oklahoma City, is a place that has already started to build a boxing tradition of its own.
Well, it's very rich in boxing tradition. Michael Moore, former light heavyweight and two-time heavyweight champion of the world, he's performed here. ESPN's been here. This is the place. Concho, Oklahoma. This is the center place of boxing in Oklahoma.
All right, and we hope that tonight it'll be the center place of some really competitive and action fights. We think it will. And to kick things off, Adenji Washington and Francisco Reyes. That's our first fight. They are bantamweights. Don't go anyplace.
Vegas-style excitement is fun, but why play where jackpots are never won? Hit the Lucky Star Casino instead for certified jackpots. Just 20 minutes from Oklahoma City, the Lucky Star is your source for Vegas-style excitement, where the big jackpots have gone before and are guaranteed to go again. Win up to $100,000 and play with the comfort of our certified jackpot. It's why they say, feels like Vegas and Lucky Star.
And we return here to the Lucky Star Casino. We welcome you back to our Let's Get It On Boxing show. We're getting set for the first match of the evening, which will be bantamweights.
Interesting side note on one of our first fighters, Fidencio Reyes, Al. He was the 1998, 1999, 2000, and 2001 Golden Glove champion for the state of Texas. Of course, he's out of Victoria, Texas, fighting 112 and 119 pounds. Now he's doing this thing as a bantamweight.
All right, and we are, a lot of the fighters, by the way, as we go on, will have a really terrific amateur background. And for Reyes, we chatted with him a little bit earlier, and he wants to make a big impression.
I'm going to use this opportunity to show everybody how good I am. I know a lot of people don't know me right now, but they'll know me after this fight.
And you see this young man, Fidencio Reyes from Texas, and Pedro talked about his amateur credentials. He hopes to also carry that over into the pro ranks, and there he is.
You know, his problem is punching power. He told me he was looking to set down his punches a little bit more. He's had 2 wins, 2 shutout wins, but he hasn't knocked anybody out yet, and he's looking for that first knockout. He hopes to get it tonight against Mr. Washington, who is no hobo himself. He's a pretty fair fighter.
He is indeed a gentleman who, a 30-year-old who comes in here with a small amount of experience as a professional, but a gentleman that would like to add on to that and end the streak of a couple losses that he's had to Adelfonso Martinez and also Alberto Rosso. There is Washington as he makes his way into the ring. And we chatted with him earlier, and he said he's got some bigger goals in mind.
You know, boxing just, I want to win the title. I'm top-rated guys.
Denny G. Washington, you see him there. And let's send things up to our ring announcer now.
Garland, Texas, with a fight record of 2-0 with a weight of 115. Please welcome Florencio Baby Boy Reyes. His opponent tonight, fighting out of the blue corner this evening from Houston, Texas, with a fight record of 1-2-3, and with a weight of 116, Adenji Washington. 4 rounds in the bantamweight division.
Okay, gentlemen, you received your instructions earlier. I want a good, clean fight. I want you to protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Trunks are good here. Trunks are good here. Touch them up. Have a good one. God bless America.
So we're set to go with this 4-round bantamweight matchup. Washington, who will be a lefty, is in the black trunks with the red stripe, and in the black trunks with the white stripe is Fidencio Reyes. Well, he's not coming out as a lefty.
No, he's not coming out as a lefty.
Oh, no. Go figure.
He tells us the weigh-in, I'm a left-hander. I'm a left-handed fighter. That's what he told us at the weigh-in, folks. He comes out here fighting orthodox. Of course, we're talking about Adenji Washington. He is in the black trunks with the burgundy trim. The young man from Texas, Victoria, Texas, 2-0. Fidencio Reyes in the black trunks.
So in the schedule for 4, we are in round 1 in what is a pretty small ring here at the Lucky Star, so fancy boxers need not apply. There it is.
Draw off at your face. You got fire at your face.
A little over-ancientness on the part of Mr. Reyes here, Al. He's just jumping in, not setting things up with a jab or two, just looking to throw that right hand. See that leading with the right.
Washington, a 30-year-old, mentioned that. Got a late start in boxing. 6 professional fights. 3 of them have been draws, which is pretty astonishing.
Which means he probably won at least 2 of the 3 fights.
It's conceivable. Now Washington switches to lefty halfway through this first round.
We, my left-handed fans, we need as a fighter is a left-handed fighter. He's fighting with his right foot forward and his left hand, his power hand, behind him. That is a left-hander.
Washington missing with a right hook. He gave Reyes a look as a righty for the first part of this round, and now he has switched, as we said, to the southpaw stance. See if Fidencio Reyes can adapt to that.
Stop.
Under a minute left to go here in round 1 in this scheduled 4-rounder. The first of a number of bouts that we're going to have this evening. Washington trying to get the straight left hand in what has been a kind of a tentative first round.
Reyes has been the aggressor throughout, while Washington is looking to catch and counter.
Under a half minute left to go in round number 1 as these 2 bantamweights kick off what is scheduled to be a 4-round match from the Lucky Star Casino here in Concho, Oklahoma. Well, that'll do it for round 1, and it ends with some awkward action. We'll be back for round 2.
Vegas-style excitement is fun, but why play where jackpots are never won? Hit the Lucky Star Casino instead for certified jackpots. Just 20 minutes from Oklahoma City, the Lucky Star is your source for Vegas-style excitement, where the big jackpots have gone before and are guaranteed to go again. Win up to $100,000 and play with the comfort of our certified jackpots. It's why they say...
Feels like Vegas and Lucky Star.
Perfect.
So? Time for new furniture? Then it's time for you to shop Evans. You'll find just what you're looking for at the price you want to pay. Oklahoma style and value leader for over 60 years, Evans.
Oh, I know where I can put this.
We move into round number 2 of this bantamweight encounter between Fidencio Reyes and Adenji Washington. Washington on the right of your screen in the red and black trunks, and in the black and white, it is Fidencio Reyes.
Contrasting corners in between fights. While Reyes sat and relaxed on the stool, Mr. Washington stood up the entire time, took deep breaths. In a 4-round fight, I'd like to get my rest. I think I need to sit on the stool.
See, George Foreman stands up. Who else stands up?
I think George Foreman stands up because he's too fat to sit down.
I'm going to tell him he said that.
I love George. You know that.
We're in round 2. It is scheduled for 4. And round 1, kind of a tentative round with which both men were trying to figure out what they could do.
Both guys were trying to figure out, but I thought Reyes was the aggressor throughout. I thought he landed the more telling punches. Obviously, Mr. Washington wants to get that left-hand cross and that power punch.
Third man in the ring is Gary Ritter. He has had a few awkward moments. He's had to deal with some clutching and grabbing. A couple of times fighters were wrestled almost to the mat. And here you see a little bit of that. And he gets in there quickly as they almost clash heads.
Not to be confused with his brother Gerald Ritter, who's also a referee.
Who we will be seeing this evening, yes. The Ritter brothers will be front and center as officials this evening.
Good officials from the state of Oklahoma, too. Got to congratulate Steve Bayshore. He's got a good staff here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, a relatively new commission. We're going to have a chance to visit with Steve during the course of the show as well. Talk a little bit about Oklahoma boxing and what's been happening here. Washington landing a couple of good right hooks to the body and the head. And Reyes pushed against the ropes. Reyes with that excellent amateur experience, but as a pro, seeing that things don't always go your way, and right now Washington is really pressing him.
Well, Reyes can't find the room to fight in that phone booth that Washington's trying to press him into.
Right hand gets there by Reyes. Down goes Washington, and that will be called a knockdown.
Awkward hook to the side of the head, hit him about the temple area, messed with the equilibrium.
He's up. So the first knockdown of the fight occurs, and we'll see if Fidencio Reyes can take advantage of it. Reyes going after Washington with the right hand. That'll do it for the second round, and it was a round in which Washington hit the canvas, and so in a 4-rounder that will help. Let's listen in. And we take a look at the knockdown, Pedro.
Looks like a left right around the temple area. Left hook. Oh, no, it wasn't. Right hand almost like a forearm or something like that. That's why Washington was complaining.
Maybe he felt he was hit with a forearm.
Shaky knockdown, to say the least.
Double up on everything.
So in round 2, Washington is sent down, and in a 4-round fight, of course, if that makes it a 2-point round, which it very well could impact the scoring dramatically.
Well, on my scorecard, Mr. Washington's dug himself a hole here, Al. He's down by 3 points, and we've only into 2 rounds. Good left cross by Washington. Washington trying to set up from that southpaw stance. His problem is he leaves that left leg back there. He doesn't bring the left leg with the left hand, and therefore he's out of position. He tends to lunge a lot.
They're a lunging left hand, and Reyes tried to counter but just barely missed. So the first 2 rounds have gone pretty well for Fidencio Reyes, including the knockdown in round 2. And now here in the 3rd round, he's trying to put this fight maybe out of reach for Adenji Washington. Reyes working on the inside, Washington holding a bit.
Holding, tripping.
A lot of rough house tactics, and you're trying to hit the body, and Reyes gets off those ropes with a minute gone here in round number 3 in his scheduled 4-rounder. Al Bernstein along with Pedro Fernandez, happy to come to you on Let's Get It On Boxing from the Lucky Star Casino
in Concho, Oklahoma.
Let's go. 4 and 5.
Washington missing with the left hand. He's been short, and as you said, Pedro, lunging with a lot of those punches.
You know, all the success that Mr. Reyes had as an amateur, I mean, he had a great jab as an amateur. He's not showing us that jab here tonight, and I think that jab would make the fight a lot easier. What do you think?
Yeah, and because Washington walking in, and now he's able to function on the inside where he can smother Reyes' punches. But here's Reyes coming off. Big left hook, hurt Washington. Good left hook by Fidencio Reyes off the ropes with a little over a minute left, and Reyes switches to lefty and lands a right hook.
Nice left-hand lead there.
It's probably an underused strategy, but it works when if you're capable of it, to switch to left-handed when you're facing a southpaw.
Because most southpaws haven't faced most southpaws.
Right, exactly.
A lot of southpaws.
Reyes looks good as a lefty. He's throwing the right hook with authority.
Although there he lunged in with both hands down. That was a mistake.
So we approach the half-minute mark here in round 3. A round in which in the last 45 seconds, Reyes has gotten a lot of important work done, and it might be enough to win him this round. And if it is, it's going to be very difficult, we think, in our unofficial scoring, for Washington to win this fight. So the final seconds of round 3, and it was, for the most part, another good one for Fidencio Reyes. Round 3, round 4 coming up. Stay with us.
Vegas-style excitement is fun, but why play where jackpots are never won? Hit the Lucky Star Casino instead for certified jackpots. Just 20 minutes from Oklahoma City, the Lucky Star is your source for Vegas-style excitement, where the big jackpots have gone before and are guaranteed to go again. Win up to $100,000 and play with the comfort of our certified jackpots. It's why they say...
Feels like Vegas at Lucky Star.
Is Mountain Dew in serious jeopardy? This generally harmless male will defend his domain with basic animal instinct. A fierce battle rages. Yet in the end, to the victor go the spoils.
Hey man, how you feeling?
Not bad.
Until next time, do the do.
We head into round number 4, the final round of this bantamweight matchup between Adenji Washington in the black and red trunks and in the black and white. It is
Watch your hold behind the head.
Fidencio Reyes. Reyes scored the only knockdown of the fight in round 2, and we think is probably ahead on the scorecards now. At least Pedro feels he's ahead, and I would agree.
30-26, 4-point lead after 3 rounds.
Round 1 was a pretty close round. That's one that probably could have gone either way, but the other 2 certainly. Reyes was in pretty good condition. Washington gets him against the ropes there and at least smothers Reyes' punches, but isn't able to do too much damage himself either.
Well, that's because he's got his feet side by side there, Al. He's got no leverage going on. He's sort of like standing square to his man.
He's never good for a lefty anyway. Good uppercut by Reyes. He is ripping shots now.
Good body shot, too. Look at that. Look at the uppercut.
Combinations by Reyes. Left hook gets in, which of course is a great weapon against the lefty, and he's using it. But Washington blasts him with the right hand. Another right by Reyes. So round 4 has become a slugfest in the middle of the ring.
Reyes showing that amateur pedigree, Al.
A lot of activity here in round 4, and Reyes throwing a lot of combinations. And maybe putting an exclamation point on a 4-round decision. Boy, the overhand right, he just keeps landing over and over again. Does for Fidencio Reyes.
Now Washington's got to realize he's dug himself a deep hole. He's got to realize he needs to knock out the win. He should be going for it, not standing there opposing.
Be fast, come on. There you go, man. Come on.
Reyes coming forward, throwing the lead right. And there's the combinations again. Not too many landing, but keeping Washington against the ropes. About a minute left to go in this fight now.
Al, if I see any flaws in Mr. Reyes, is that he doesn't use angles to punch from.
He's standing right in front of Washington, getting in the right hand pretty well. And there is Washington squaring himself up again and moving to the right-handed stance. Good right hand by Washington, so that's maybe his best punch of the round. With a little over 30 seconds left to go here in this fight, Denji Washington hanging in there and actually mounting some offense here at the end of this fight, but undoubtedly the edge at this point goes to Reyes.
Coming up at the end of round number 4.
So Fidencio Reyes finishes with a flourish and air punching after the bell. Gary Ritter gets in between the two, and it was a spirited 4-rounder, especially the last couple of rounds, and especially the last round in which Reyes really went after Washington. And actually, Pedro, that man, Denji Washington, had some good offensive moments in the last round.
You could have called the 4th round even. I mean, he really had some good moments there. The straight left hand, a couple of decent right hooks. But for the most part, Mr. Reyes showed he's superior in this 4-round fight.
We'll see if the judges agree with us. It was a fun fight to watch. One knockdown in the second round in which...
from a forearm?
Yeah, it looked like it was a forearm, and certainly Washington was complaining of it. It was a little easier to see when you looked at the replay. When it happened live, like the referee, I couldn't tell.
It happened right in front of us, we couldn't see it.
Yeah, so it was tough to... It was obscured, but then when you did look at the replay, it looked like it. And we take a look back, as a matter of fact. And this is in the 4th round when they were going at it.
Reyes getting that room, huh? Getting that punching room.
So a nice flurry at the end by Fidencio Reyes as he put, we think, an exclamation point on this. Stephen Bear will, our ring announcer, will have the decision for us momentarily. He is collecting the scorecards, and he is ready now.
Ladies and gentlemen, going to the scorecards this evening. Judge Joe Miller scores the bout 38-37. Judge Barbara Bonnick scores the bout 40-35. And Judge Bill Marshall scores the bout 40-35. A unanimous decision to the red corner, Florencio Baby Boy Reyes.
So Fidencio Reyes gets his 3rd win as a professional. It is a unanimous decision and well-earned, punctuated by that 2nd round knockdown, which probably is what got him the fight. And so Reyes with his 3rd win as a pro, and we're off to a nice start here on Let's Get It On Boxing, but lots more still to come. Stick around.
Time for new furniture? Then it's time for you to shop Evans. Value, style, and quality. Why pay more? Oklahoma's style and value leader for over 60 years, Evans.
High quality stands out, like these hand-tooled saddles. Overlook quality, you could be in for a long, hard ride. At Frontier in El Reno, we know you can buy a Chevrolet or Dodge other places, so we build quality into the way we treat our customers. take it nice and easy while you choose from Frontier's huge selection of Chevrolet and Dodge trucks in stock. And we don't need any fine print at the bottom of the screen. You'll get our best price right from the start. Quality doesn't cost you more at Frontier in El Reno.
We return to the Lucky Star Casino here in Concho, Oklahoma, just outside Oklahoma City. Al Bernstein and Pedro Fernandez as we roll along on Let's Get It On Boxing. We continue with our card, which has already featured a 4-round bantamweight match. And now we move into the heavyweight division with Vernon Woodward and Darren Humphrey. Humphrey from Oklahoma City nearby here, and Shawnee, Oklahoma is Vernon Woodward's stomping ground, so a neighborhood brawl. And these two men will be getting it on here for some local bragging rights. Darren Humphrey will come in with a 6-1 record. But first, we will be hearing from Vernon Woodward, who says he's going to be a little better prepared for this fight.
Lost my last fight. I'm back in better shape. Now I'm ready to rumble.
And there is Vernon Woodward as he hopes to get his first win as a professional. He is 0-1, and there is Vernon as he prepares for this matchup. So trying to get on the board with his first victory, which is always important because until you're there, things are not going well.
This is true, and he doesn't have an amateur background. His background is in tough man competition.
And the man he's facing, more experience at 6-1 with 3 KOs, is Darren Humphrey, who will be making his appearance here momentarily. Now, Darren also had a loss in his last fight, and he thinks he's got some things to do to get better.
Conditioning was a problem for me in the last fight. I'm taking care of that. I know Vernon's tough and he's in shape, so you guys here to fight. I promise you I'll be on top.
So Darren Humphrey from Oklahoma City, who, as we mentioned, comes in here off a loss to Peter O'Kane, a 4-round decision loss.
Says he got ripped off.
That has been known to happen, and fighters have been known to mention that. So we'll see if
fighters have also been known to tell fibs.
Sometimes. We'll see if that's the case here. In any case, he would like to bounce back, that's for sure. And taking on a man with less experience, but looking for his first pro win.
No question about this. Battle of Oklahoma figures to be a good fight tonight. Darren Humphrey says he knows a little bit about Vernon Woodward. Vernon Woodward has watched Darren Humphrey's fight in the past. These guys know each other.
All right, we're set to go, and let's go up to Steve Bear right now and get the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, 4 rounds in the heavyweight division. The judges for the bout, Gerald Ritter, Bill Marshall, and Barbara Bonnick. The referee for tonight's fight, Joe Miller. Tonight, fighting out of the red corner this evening with a fight record of 0-1-0 with 0 KOs. He weighs in at 229 pounds, fighting out of Shawnee, Oklahoma. Give it up for Vernon Woodward. His opponent tonight, fighting out of the blue corner this evening, he weighs in at 204 pounds with a fight record of 6-1-0 with 3 KOs, fighting out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Give it up for Darren Humphrey.
Okay, guys. You both had your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times, okay? Let's touch up and come out on the bell.
So we're set to go for this 4-round heavyweight encounter. Darren Humphrey, who comes in here with the 6-1 record with 3 KOs. Vernon Woodward looking for his first win as a pro. Joe Miller is the referee. And we'll see how the big boys do.
Got to give Vernon a little bit of credit. He lost 34 pounds off his last fight.
Yeah, that is good. Might still have a couple to go, but he's getting down there.
Some guys just don't look solid, Al. I mean, no matter what you do to them, some guys just don't have that
That's true.
That cut body.
Larry Holmes was an example of that.
Yep.
Good right hand and a hook by Darren Humphrey.